Hello, everybody. Welcome to Energy Transformation Week. This is day 3, and I am just so excited to introduce you guys to my friend and someone who I see as like a mentor, and someone who, in my life, basically our paths crossed, and my life has not, the trajectory has changed. And I'd like to introduce you all to Katherine McIntosh.
Yay! Hi, everybody.
Yeah. So, can I just go ahead and tell the story behind who you are for me and like how we met? So, Katherine and I met at a foundation and level 1 class facilitated by Ricky Williams and Lisa Bengston in Tampa, like about 2 years ago. And Katherine was she is a maverick on bodies. I have seen Katherine do work on bodies even as far away as like Australia when we were in Colorado. And it's like time, space, distance. It's like, okay, like I've seen this woman just create magic with bodies, okay? I was watching her working on somebody, and something, I couldn't tell you what it was, but something just felt familiar. Like there was an energy or something. I was like so fascinated. And I was like, Katherine, afterwards I came up to her and I said, Katherine, how do you know when to go to the next place as you're working on bodies, and how do you know what to do next? And she did not answer my question. Instead, Katherine said to me, just like I was pretty shocked, but she was like, you need to get out of your own way. You are brilliant. And she's like, you just need to just get out of your own way. And she was like, I used to think that I was crazy, and I used to think this, and that, and you just need to know that you need to trust yourself and just get out of your own way because you're brilliant. And then she just walked away from me. And I was like, what? But at the same time, she had told me everything, like everything in my world just went, and it was like, oh my God, like I used to think I was crazy. Like I had, this week is, just on the 10th of January 10th, right, 2015, was when I had this like nervous breakdown, and now I'm working on bodies as well. So since meeting Katherine, I've taken a lot of her classes. I've just made myself like in her presence as much as I could, and I've watched her work. I've kind of just been there, and I apply it in my own way, because she still won't tell me how she does anything. I just have to keep taking steps out and kind of just taking steps out. And Katherine, you're exploding out there in the world, and you're amazing at what you do. And I've seen the care that you put into people, and I would just love to let you talk now because I've been talking for so long. But I want to know, and it's like, if we could talk about like what was your path? Like how did you know that you had a gift, and how did you develop that gift? And yeah, I just would like to know more.
Cool. Well,
And you don't
thank
have
you,
to answer my
Kara.
question.
No, but here's the thing. I kind of want to do from this place of, like, if I were to tell you how it is that I know something, it isn't about keeping it a secret from you, right? It literally is about the minute I tell you what it is that I do, it changes. It's
Got it.
different. And so, because every body is totally different. And so it takes us knowing that we're not crazy, we're not hearing random crazy stories, we're not making them up, we're actually following our knowing. And, every single person has a gift, whether it's with a body or with money or with the earth or with business or with relationship, and then they go to define it, and it limits the capacity that we all have for communicating outside the lines of this reality. And so, for all the body workers, for all the intuitives, for anybody who has a passion to be themselves in the world, there isn't a rule book, there isn't a business plan, there isn't a life plan. It's like, I just literally listen. And, there are days where I'm working on a body and I'm like, am I making this up? Am I contributing to them? Do they require something different? I must be crazy. There are still days, and I've been doing this work for at least 10 years, and I still get in my own way. And so I remember that day, and the fierceness was like, we have every moment an opportunity to get in our way, or to go, well, that's the MO, that's the way that I use the excuse that I don't know as much as I do. Or we have the opportunity to go, oh, there's something here, I wonder what it is. And you know this through your own journey, that as we stay in question, we actually create a greater possibility. And so there are days that I could tell you what I'm doing on a body, but it would change tomorrow on the same body, because that body that I worked on today is going to be different tomorrow, right? So every day is different. And so my journey was, in my early 20s, I moved to Ecuador, right? I was 22 years old. I think it just turned 23. I moved to Ecuador, and I knew that going to Ecuador is finishing up my bachelor's degree in Spanish literature, and I ended up staying down there for almost 3 years. And when I was down there, I kept saying, when I move back to the States, I'm going to become a massage therapist. When I move back to the States, I'm going to work on bodies. When I move back to the States, and when I moved back to the States 2.5, 3 years later, I basically found myself in corporate jobs in corporate America, longing for working on bodies, but I didn't think I'd make enough money working on bodies. Right? I didn't think that I'd be able to travel the world and have the lifestyle I wanted to have. And so I spent, most of my teens thinking I was crazy, most of my teens on antidepressants, most of my teens in and out of the therapist's office, them telling me that I had a problem, but no one ever giving me a solution into what would work for me. So I had a teacher once, a shamanic teacher, and he said, you have to, like an addiction, you have to come up with a solution that's more passionate than the addiction, right? And so it was this idea that therapists just wanted to offer me like a surface, right? They wanted to offer me the surface of the solution, but they weren't actually looking into the window of what I knew or what would work for me or what was my passion, so I could take my passion and actually out-create the story of depression, or out-create the story of an eating disorder, or out-create the story that I was screwed up, right? No therapist that I ever found actually saw a way into igniting my passion and showing me what I was capable of. So my journey has been crazy, right? and awesome and brilliant. And I, 10 years ago was in my head still working on bodies. I was 29 at the time, I'm 39 now, and I was looking at bodies going, I think I'm doing something, but I don't really know. And that same teacher, he came up to me, he goes, if you only knew how capable you are with bodies. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He goes, I watch you work on people and you change their entire structure in a really short amount of time, and you don't even know you're doing it. And I was like, you're right. Right? And so it took like decades for me to actually go, oh, I've been trying to do my life like somebody else, like my shamanic teacher, or like, anyone who listens to Access Consciousness, like Dana or Gary. I've been trying to do my life like somebody else, that I forgot to do my life like me. And so when you asked me that question, it was like, you actually know way more about this. If I were to give you an answer into what that is, you would have eliminated some of the windows of possibilities that I'm watching you on your journey go through. And so it never is about giving somebody an answer, quote unquote, so much as showing them what they know is actually not crazy.
And I wow. Whew, okay, so because it was like I'm not going to hold back the tears, but the amount of gratitude that I have for you showing up and the exact conversation of like, look, I used to think I was crazy. It was like, you know, when I went through what I went through 5 years ago, it really was like, what the heck was that? Like, am I crazy? You know, all that stuff. And at the time that I met you, it was just, you know, I started to, you know, I had been around access consciousness a lot, and I was receiving the tools and the information to actually be like, oh, okay, well, if I would have went through that with the tools that I have now, that whole situation would have been done and gone in 10 minutes, right? But also meeting you and seeing your talents, and then the addition, I mean, you didn't have to say, I used to think I was crazy, but that little bit of information changed my entire world internally. Like, and I'm not even sure if you was like, oh, she needs to hear this or whatever, but it was just like, everything was just like, oh my God. And can I just tell you something? The fact that you're lucrative as a healer and a body worker was just like, I need to listen to what she's doing. I gotta hear it. You know what I mean? I want to know what you're doing. I don't want to be the broke healer that, like, I used to think that to be a body worker or a healer, like, you had to eat granola, wear white, and, you know, put crystals around your neck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like that. And you know, I'm just really grateful, because it's like, it's almost like your path has given like space for my path. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just really grateful for who you be in my world personally. And you know, yeah, how does it get any better?
Yeah, and with that, you know, like, it took me 16 years, so like, I wasn't necessarily the broke healer, but
Right.
I was the, like, time broke, right? So because I was, you know, I did corporate jobs, and on the side I'd work on bodies, and I'd work on bodies for free and not charge. So
Yeah.
I was making money in my life, but I wasn't making money doing my passion. I wasn't making money doing what I love, and so there was always this void. And you know, I love like this idea of energy transformation week, because every single person watching this that taps into this, it's about the energy that who you are, that who you be, transforms your life, transforms the planet, and transforms everybody around you, but you don't have to force the transformation. So I, for so long, thought I had to prove to people that I could heal before I could get paid to heal, right?
Yeah.
And so I was out there doing everything but getting paid for energy work. I was out there, I mean, I was, you know, a real estate agent. I was in corporate America. I was, you know, worked in finances. I was a pretty high-end hairdresser. You know, I did everything you could possibly think of but receive money for healing. And then you know, I found the tools of access consciousness, and I had been starting about 5 years ago, to charge for my work. And, you know, at the time I started charging, I think, $75 or $95 a session. And it was about an hour and a half to 2 hour session. And I was like, I can't believe people will pay me for this, right?
And that's your magic. Like, that is your gift and your talent. And, you know, yeah, I'll go ahead and let you finish.
Yeah, and just to say to people that no one is going to pat you on the back and say, hey, this is the magic of your energy, you need to get paid for it, right?
Yeah.
It's to look inside of you. And, you know, we've talked about this, Tara, and you know, Corey talks about this a lot. A good friend of mine, Corey Michelle, is this idea of like, hey, what are you doing that you would do all day long for free, no matter what?
Mhm.
That's the thing that you need to get paid for. And that's actually the thing that you can charge the most money for, because your passion equals you being joyful, equals you changing the planet, equals you healing everyone around you, equals you should be paid for that. And this reality does not say, hey, energy transformation, you need to get paid for it. It's like, no, you need to struggle, you need to be broke, you need to prove. And so for anyone out there that has a gift and they're wondering how, like they're waiting for someone to sort of tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey, you're really good at that, so go out and start charging money. You just need to take that leap of faith in yourself. And, you know, I love watching you continually to go, oh, that's my magic. I didn't realize it. Oh, that's my gift. I didn't realize it. And, you know, I'm 10 years into doing this, 5 years full time, and I still every day go, oh my God, that's a gift I didn't know I had. Oh my God, there's more magic. And so it's not like we get to the end of the road and we go, okay, now we can start charging. It's that you start little by little with what you know you have. And every single person that I know that is really good at what they do, whether it be business, whether it be a body coach, whether it be a life coach, whether it be, you know, doing energy work, they all have struggled in some area of their lives pretty potently. And so most people go, oh, you've got it great, Catherine, right? Oh, you're fine. You're making the money. You're traveling the world. You have all these great, amazing clients. And it's like, yeah, and life also throws me roadblocks and wrenches. And I just go, okay, here's the, like that analogy of the fork in the road. I can go down the path of, oh, I'm miserable, I suck, I'm alone, you know, nobody gets it, right? Like I recently had a life transformation, and a lot of people in my life went goodbye. And so I had this choice point where I could go, oh, I'm pathetic and weak and miserable and I don't know what I'm doing, or how could I use this to my advantage? How can I actually just go, wow, that's a gift. Like all these friends that I thought were my friends, gone. And I'm like, I could go, oh, I don't have any friends, I'm pathetic. And then it was like, oh, thank you. This is giving me more fuel to be myself. Right? More fuel, because like this reality does not say, hey, to live a great life, you should be happy and free, right? Most people say to live a great life, you need to work hard, you need to struggle, you need to go through the, you know, the mud, so to speak. And is that like, you know, is that actually light? No.
Not at all.
Why do we need to suffer to prove that we deserve to have joy on a daily basis?
And you know, it brings me to like I've titled each segment of the week, and with you, I know it's just like body magic, and like it goes beyond into life and business and finance and all of that, all these areas. But it's like one thing I wanted to get is, what is your take on like on our bodies and how they are always communicating to us, and is there a way that we can segue from this piece into a body piece on like how do our bodies actualize like the life that we'd like to be living, and by you know.
That's such a great question, and I get so excited to talk about this, and you know, I have so much information, so I'll do what I can, you know, with our time. And it's like, you know, most of us when we're born, we're not given this plan that says your body is infinite, your body will create energy all around you, your body is way more aware than anyone's ever told you, and you're going to pick up thoughts, feelings, and emotions from anyone and anything around you. So let's teach you how to use your magic to your advantage. And so we come into this life prepared to die. At some point, we're dying, right? Our body's going to die. And so that gives us the illusion that our body is finite. Right? Our bodies are infinite. Our bodies, like I look at the body, and whenever I'm working on a body, I look at the body as an entire universe, an entire galaxy of possibilities. And you know, if our our bodies are, I don't know, what is it, 90% water? Something crazy like that, or even more than that. It's like water is a conductor of energy. And so why not walk around knowing that your body could attract the love life you want, the money you want, the business you want, the relationship you want, the children you want? And then so most people, like, they contract their magic because they think that, oh, this body's going to die, so I'm really not that big. But I look at, like, you know, I kind of call it tweaking the molecules in the body, and I'm so excited because that's what I'm talking about on Nilifer's Hangout today, is I tweak the molecules of the body so I can go, here's your magic here, here's your magic here, here's your magic here. And how can you use 90% of your body that's water as a conductor of energy to create a different possibility?
Wow.
And so, because how do you explain that someone who has stage 4 cancer that is terminal, given 2 weeks to live, all of a sudden they miraculously heal it, right? You know, there is no explanation except for a greater possibility of who we actually are. You know, and it doesn't matter what your religion is, it doesn't matter what belief system you have, but if you believe in magic, it will show up. And this body is a magic conductor, right? And so every day, there are days, like, I've had some health issues recently, and I had to take some Western medicine, and I was in and out of the doctor a lot, and I was like, all right, body, we're good. And I thought, you know, I asked a lot of questions like, body, what are you trying to show me? Body, what are you asking me to step into that I'm not stepping into? What else is required? And so I didn't go in and buy the doctor's version of what was happening to me. I just was like, okay, it's light, let's keep going. And so, you know, it's like the body shows us when it breaks down, when it has pain, when your back goes out, when your neck goes out. It's not a wrongness. It's simply the universe going, here's your gifts, right? It's knocking. Here's your gift. Here's your magic. Here's everything. And you're like, no, but I'm weak, pathetic, and small, so I can't create magic. And when you close your ears to stop listening to that, body's like, okay, we're going to turn up the volume. We're going to, you know, give you cancer or create a disease or, you know, create problems with your blood, or we're going to, you know, have a car accident or turn up the back pain. And I'm not saying that everything has to happen because you're not listening. But most of us are given challenges. I call them opportunities into changing your life, becoming more magical. Those hard knocks, right, where all of my friends disappeared in my life, was the universe going, here's your opportunity. You can go towards the pathway of pathetic and weak and not enough, or you can go into possibility, doorway, magic. And that body, like, if we ask everyone who's watching, so truth, is your body weak, pathetic, and miserable? Or is your body prone to being a magic conductor of energy all the time? And like that one, the second one makes me smile, and I get like all giddy. And that's, if you are all giddy and smiling, then chances are your body is way more magical, way more infinite, and way more capable of everything possible. So like my body goes 5 pounds, 10 pounds, and then, you know, it's always changing. And instead of going into the wrongness, I'm always like, oh, body, you're being a conductor of energy. Are you bringing in more? What do I need to know? And like literally my body will go 5 pounds up, 5 pounds down in like 3 days, right? And most people think, oh, in order to lose 5 or 10 or 20 pounds, it's going to take weeks, months, years. Or
like a workout regimen or something. Okay, good.
And I say yes if you believe that your body is solid. But water is not solid. Right? Water is a conductor of energy that creates possibilities, and so is your body, right?
As we're talking right now, I have chills all over my body, and I feel like really spacey, like just like whoosh, you know?
Yeah, I mean, talking about it, my body wants to cry because I realize the places where I do solidify my body. When I'm like
Yeah.
feeling uncomfortable because I've got 5 extra pounds on my frame, I go into judgment, I go into solidity, and then I'm like, and what used to keep me hospitalized and what used to keep me in and out of therapist's office and what used to keep me on medication was the idea that when I hit that wall of solid, I bought
Yeah.
it as real. Now when I hit that wall of solid, I just go, oh, well, here's an opportunity to create a different possibility. And I just want
Yeah.
to share one thing. So,
No,
so
I was
some
gonna
people
ask you,
have
uh,
seen this, right? And that's
okay.
kind of my
Yes,
elephant tattoo, right? And
that,
so I got this tattooed on my arm because it reminded me that no obstacle is actually an obstacle. Every obstacle is a window into something greater that we are all capable of.
yeah. Is that after like Ganesh or something like that,
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
remover of obstacles?
Remover of
And
obstacles.
I was gonna ask you, do you have a little bit more time if we go
I
over?
do
Is that
have more
okay?
time. Hmm.
Okay, cool. Because like, yeah, I just kind of want to put some ease in the spaces, like not to be so rushed, because I think this is a really great information for anybody out there that has been dealing with any body issues, and I've got chills everywhere. But one thing, you since 5 years ago, after my incident, whatever we want to call it, my awakening, I was having a lot of dreams about elephants, and that was another thing when I had met you. It was like in a moment you were facilitating me in front of the room, and you were like, okay, so are you going to keep this or are you going to let it go? And you went like this, like, are you going to let it go? And as soon as I saw the elephant, I was like, I'm letting it go. I'm totally letting it go. So
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I love that because at every moment we can keep it or we can let it go. It's not
yeah,
waiting for someone to tell us that we can let it go. It's not like waiting till we have the information to let it go. It literally is letting it go, right?
yeah,
And this reality tells us we need to understand in order to let something go. And it's such a
yeah,
lie. Like, it's
yeah,
like, why do you need to understand the pain, suffering, glory, and heaviness when you could actually choose the lightness, magic, space, and possibility of your infinite body? And
yeah,
if you use your body as a conductor of magic, and you
yeah.
go, so can we do this for everyone listening?
Yes,
Okay,
totally.
so everybody listening, and those that are listening in the future, like
Yeah.
this translates all the time. And so look at your body and say hi to the 90%, or hi, I'm sorry, I'm terrible with numbers, the whatever percentage your body is of water. Okay, say
Ah.
hi to it. There you go. And we're going to
Uh,
activate it being a conductor of magic.
okay.
Okay, cool. There you go. So yeah, even more. There we go. Even more, even more. Yeah. Woo. So if you were to create your magical life as the conductor, what would you tell your body and what messages would you have your body send out to the universe?
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of gratitude.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, so it's not like, hey, universe, I want pain, suffering, and glory. I want, my friends to disappear. I want to be broke and hungry and unhappy.
Yeah.
No, it's like you send that conductor out and you're like, oh my gosh, I know I'm more magical than I've ever given myself credit for. I know that I have a capacity with energy, whether it be with business or space or architecture or whatever your passion is, conduct it. And
Yeah.
someday you're going to walk your way into, oh my God, I'm getting paid for my passion. Because when you're paid for your passion, you light the entire planet up.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
isn't that why we're all here? And so, how could your body be a part of the conductor?
Yeah.
How could
Yeah.
your body be a part of it? Does it want water? Does it want food? Does it want to go for a run? Does it want to have sex? Does it want to soak in a hot spring? Like, does it want to get sunshine? Does it want to swim in the ocean? Go out and use your body as a conductor. And I've taught people this, and you actually were my huge inspiration for the Naked Revolution, which was my
Oh yeah,
program to
that's
get
right.
people. You were such an inspiration. And so it was this idea of, if I go into judgment, what do you do with it? You go stop and you walk away from the judgment. Because
Yeah.
I still judge myself at least 100 times a day. At
Yeah.
least. Because if I'm a conductor of energy, I'm aware of everybody else's energy. So I'm aware of judgment in their universe. And my way of going about it is to go, oh, that must be my judgment. But I'm now having enough tools and enough time and space in my life journey that I look at each judgment as the opportunity to go into the wormhole of crap, or to go, nope, where's my conductor of energy? And if it's all water, what messages do I want to send it so that it can actually start to create my future and create my present moment and create all the possibilities? And so for everybody watching, would you be willing to acknowledge how amazing your body is? You've judged the crap out of it. You've probably eaten it into an oblivion. You haven't paid attention to it. And I'm not talking to you directly. I'm talking to all of us, me included.
Hey.
You know, and yet your body is still here saying, we're not judging you. We want to play. We love you. Can we create more space? What else is possible? It's like, so for all of you who are out there trying to get it right with your body, there is no right. It's just like a relationship. You got to talk to it every day to discover what it wants, and what it wanted yesterday, it may not be what it wants today. And especially if you're a woman, you know that when you're in a relationship, you're changing your mind every day about what you want from that relationship. So your body is no frickin' different.
Yeah.
It's because it's growing. It's becoming more aware of possibilities. So it's like, give it the opportunity to show you that magic. And so, like, for the challenge for everybody watching this is, what energy transformation could you be with your body that would literally give you a window into your magic with energy, your magic with your life, and your magic with who you are?
Ooh.
More of that, please.
Yeah, that's just amazing. This is just brilliant. I love this. This is just all beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much, Katherine. And then it's like, what about the Naked Revolution? Can we talk about that? Is that going on, or
it's
like
changed its name. So the current program is called I'll Have What She's Having. And it's a 30-day program that literally is 30 videos every day in your inbox that will walk you through tools of getting out of judgment with your body.
Yeah.
Right? And so I am launching a new body program in April. It's not set yet, but it's going to be a 30-day. My book's going to come out this year around this topic that I'm so excited is getting transcribed right now. And yeah, it's like, people actually can go onto my website and they can purchase this program. It's KatherineMcIntosh.com and / I think it's I'll Have What She's Having. But if you just go onto KatherineMcIntosh.com and kind of search around, they can find it. But it's this idea that judgment is not real, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was talking to the founder of Access Consciousness this week, Gary Douglas, and he gave me a really big wedgie, but also a really big inspiration. Most of us go around thinking that we need to create our life based on judgment. We need to judge our bodies enough in order to get it to the right size or the right shape or the right whatever. We need to judge our money flows in order to make more money. We need to judge our relationships in order to have them be perfect, you know? And it's like, judgment is actually not the source of creation. And when he said that to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been using judgment, not even aware of it, to create.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so what if we didn't use judgment to create, which we've all known is possible? Because, like, does your body like to be judged, or would it prefer to be, like, thanked every day?
Yeah,
And so
I
when,
get the latter.
yeah,
Wait,
and we use
yeah, the
gratitude,
latter.
but we use choice, right?
Yeah,
Choice is the source of creation, and
yeah,
it's like this window of possibility that we all can create is about every day making the choice to not buy judgment as real.
yeah.
And yeah, if people like if they want to check out my program and you want to come play, it's ongoing. It's already in the system. You get a membership. You're on a Facebook group which Tara's on, and
Yeah.
you Tara, thank you, have been such an inspiration, and you're the one that spearheaded this whole project. And so
And
as much
can
as
you? Well,
as
wait,
much
wait, and
as
the thing.
yeah, go ahead.
And can I just stop you for just a second? And the thing is like, if you look in my, people who are new to me, if you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see some naked videos of me from, from up here, but I really was naked. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, and those of you who are my friends on Facebook, you probably saw a series of videos of me top, pretty much naked and speaking into the camera. And well, you get to get 30 days of that from Catherine on what she's having.
Yeah,
So,
it's all PC, but you will see me like, and I was fully naked in a live studio in Boulder with like space heaters on, like
yeah.
filming, and yeah, it's so cool. But as much as I've been a contribution to your life, Tara, you truly have been such a contribution, and more than you know.
Oh,
So thank you for the
thank
gift that you
you.
be, and for inviting me on, and just talking
Yeah.
to people and showing them that they're more magical. Like you guys are more magical than you'll ever
You know,
know, and when you start to acknowledge it, your whole world
I
will change.
listen. Can I ask you one more question? Do you have a little more
Yeah.
time? Okay, so this is something that I kind of like an intention that I had with the week, right? What would you tell your younger you, the one that thought that before actualizing your talents and stuff like that, from now, like what would you say to that person, like that was thinking they were crazy and everything? Like what would you say to them, like about life? Is that a big one or?
Yeah, but well, just because where I just went is, I've been 97 pounds, I've been 170 pounds, and when I was that 97-pound 20-year-old, I
Hmm.
looked in the mirror and I saw a 170-pound person. I did not see my magic. I did not see my beauty. So it's like what I would tell myself at that now is
Yeah.
do not compare yourself. Do not squeeze yourself into somebody else's box of who you think they want you to be. And your body is the most magical asset of your future. So get what I said to you is what I would tell my younger self, like get out of your head and start playing with your magic. No one ever told me I could play with my magic. Everyone told me I was crazy. So I
Yeah.
believed them. So I tried to squeeze myself into this like version of me that I wasn't. So that's what I would tell my younger self is like, you know what? You have this world and adventure of life waiting you. Life is way too short to judge the crap out of yourself thinking that that's the way to get you to your magic.
Yeah. Wow. Dude, Catherine, thank you so much. Like, thank you for coming on today, and thank you for being part of my life, my journey, my world. Like, I I'm just so grateful for who you be, and it's like, what else is possible from here beyond and into the future, and I can't wait to see like what else you create, and it's like what else is possible,
What
you
else
know?
is possible? I'm so grateful to be a part of this with you and to watch your journey and just to, yeah, to keep creating because it is the magic that we all choose is to create and to show people what's possible when they don't know that they can choose it too. So
Yeah.
anyone can choose it. You know, it's not just
Yeah.
me or a select few. It's like, no, you're magic. I want to watch you shine. So go out and do it, whatever that is, and don't make yourself wrong for it. So thanks, Tara. I'm so
Yeah.
honored. It's been
Thank
awesome.
you. I'm honored as well. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. I know we went over a little bit, but I think it was well worth it. And tomorrow we're going to interview Diva Diaz. I think the question was, what if there's a different possibility with autism, ADD, ADHD, OCD, all of those labels? Well, what if there's a different possibility for children and adults that have been labeled? You know, so we're going to be talking about her and about all of that, and really excited about that. So tune in tomorrow for tomorrow's video at 2 p.m. EST. And thank you so much, Katherine, for being here. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, and Diva's
Bye.
awesome. So watch. Bye. Thank
Yeah,
you.
bye-bye.